great pleasure to be back in Paris. So today we're going to be talking with, of course, Stéphane Richard, the CEO of Orange, about their initiative, which I don't know whether we call it fintech or tech fin or mobile fin, but we will get to that. But this is part of a global trend we're seeing emerging, which is mobile payments are starting to heat up as a modality, and we're shifting more and more of our financial experiences to the technology layer. Now, of course, on a global basis, we see in China and Africa right now incredible growth in mobile payments. M-Pesa, MTN in Africa. China, of course, 5.5 trillion in mobile payments last year, which incidentally is about 90% of the global mobile payments volume on a transaction basis. So I guess I'll start with the first question, Stéphane, is why is it that China and Africa appear to be ahead of us right now in terms of Europe and the US in respect to mobile activity when it comes to financial services?
Well, it is clear that Europe, and to some extent the US also, are lagging behind those two continents in the world. China, it's very spectacular. You mentioned the figures. If you imagine that 700 million Chinese are making mobile payments every day, as you know, divided into, and it's very interesting to see this, into two systems, WeChat and Alipay, which is the mobile payment service from Alibaba, meaning that, by the way, the banks, the operators, are totally out of this game. In Africa, you mentioned it also, if I take our situation at Orange, we have 35 million users every day of our mobile banking service, and the total amount of transactions that were hosted in our systems last year was 27 billion euros, which is more than Banque Postale or Société Générale in France in a year. So we see massive use of mobile payments in those parts of the world. Why does Europe lag behind this move? In my view, because in fact in Europe we have still a very conservative system of payments based on credit card. Credit card is very, as you know, active and very powerful in our countries, based on cash also. But we see now a move. For instance, last year we had, I think, 600 million transactions based on mobile payment in France. It's 158% more than the previous year. So we see this move now starting. And in my view, what we are going to, a few of us, what we have launched as a mobile bank or linked or connected with a mobile payment service based on Apple or Android telephones is going to help, of course.